you don't act now, it could be the biggest mistake you've ever made.
I ain't gonna give in now, I just gotta live this now. I'm gonna be when I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in the ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the will. Cause I am just up on the journey, you just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising. Good evening, warriors all over the world. My name is Coach JB, and my mission is to make the complex simple and help you understand what is coming in the future. Now, since 2020, I've been predicting that the banking system was going to switch to on-demand liquidity and a totally different banking system in blockchain. In 2020, when I was saying that, people called me the tinfoil hat guy. Well, as you can see, JPM is with Onyx. They created their own token. You have Wells Fargo, that's with R3. You have Bank of America, who has Ripple in their patent. And most countries are moving to a central bank digital currency. Russia implemented their largest bank, their first asset-backed currency in a digital currency type of way, backed by gold. So everything we're saying in 2020 has now come true. And now it's accelerating very fast. Well, I've been warning people since 2022 that we're going to go into a massive job pullback in 2023, Q3. Well, that is here. They're starting to raise interest rates even higher. They're not going to slow down. The middle class is getting wiped out, leveraged towards technology. The middle class is going to move from the middle class down to the working poor. People making over $100,000 a year are going to start to live paycheck to paycheck, and you're going to start to see displacement of job, just like Jerome Powell said. You're coming back to a new economy after the C word. When you look this way, leverage towards technology, and he's worried about the middle class. The middle class, ma and pa type industrial thing, it's done. If you don't innovate into this new technology, if you don't understand how this is changing and affecting your businesses, and you don't understand this is how people communicate, that ads and communication are done on social media, things like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you will perish. Every industry is going to be moving into blockchain, AI technology. Money's going to move at the speed of light. Now, that's the weird side of it, but the good side of it is you can get on the investment side of it. You can get on the technology side of it if you run a business. So if you resist it, it's going to be probably the worst next 20 to 30 years of your life. But if you embrace it, just like change always happens, okay, and use it for good, you could completely change your family's life. So I want to show you this video with Elon Musk. This one's going viral. I like to take the viral videos and go a little bit deeper into context because we just see the viral video. But the video that's going viral is from 5 years ago. Okay, this was Elon sitting with the World Government Summit 5 years ago. He's going to make some comments, and I'm going to show you facts, figures, numbers, logic, how the comments that he made. So 5 years ago would have been 2000. What are we in? My brain. 2018, 2017, 2018, I think. So, oh my gosh, the C word was 3 years ago already. 20, 21, 22. Holy cow. Okay, so I'm going to show you this clip of this video, and then we're going to show you how fast things accelerated, and how I'm going to share with you how quickly things are going to accelerate after this.
Faster and faster.
Is it more slow? So my question is really, how life will be in air 20, 30, 50 years from now? Our education, our transport. How do you see it?
Well, I think this is one of those things that's quite difficult to predict. When you think of, say, the first controlled powered flight was 1903 with the Wright brothers. And then 66 years later, we put the first people on the moon. I mean, that if you'd ask people, say in 1900, what are the odds of, man landing on the moon, they would have said that's ridiculous. And if you try to talk to them about the internet, they would not even know what the heck what are you even talking about? Like, this sounds so crazy. But today, with a $100 device, you can video conference with anyone in the world, on the other side of the world. And if you have a Wi-Fi connection, it's basically free. Free to have an instant visual communication with anyone, or even with millions of people. With social media, you can communicate to millions of people simultaneously. So you can Google something and ask any question. It's like an oracle of wisdom that you can ask almost any question and get an instant response. It would have been incredibly difficult to predict these things in the past, even the relatively recent past. So I think the one thing that we can be quite certain of is that any predictions we make today for what the future will be like in 50 years will be wrong. That's for sure. I mean, I think directionally, I can tell you what I hope the future has, as opposed to maybe what it will be, because this may just be wishful thinking. I mean, I hope we are out there on Mars and maybe beyond Mars, the moons of Jupiter. I hope we're traveling frequently throughout the solar system, perhaps preparing for missions to nearby star systems. I think all of this is possible within 50 years. And I think that would be very exciting to do that. And I think we'll see autonomy and artificial intelligence advance tremendously.
This is where I want you to pay attention. This was 5 years ago, and it has advanced tremendously in 5 years.
I think that's actually quite near term. My guess is in probably 10 years, it will be very unusual for cars to be built that are not fully autonomous. 10 years.
10 years from now.
Yeah. I think almost all cars built will be capable of full autonomy in about 10 years. As it is, the Tesla cars that are made today have the sensor system necessary for full autonomy, and we think probably enough compute power to be safer than a person.
Okay, so that's his prediction for the next 10 years, 5 years ago. Okay, so let's dive into this. And I've showed you the video around the Dallas Fed. I'm not going to show you that again. The Dallas Fed is zoning for buildings that are building in the Dallas area for drone landings, excuse me. And the Dallas Fed is working to make drivers in the south part of the states autonomous, like truck drivers. Okay, so here's the things that are happening since that video last 5 years. So this is on August 25th, 2022. And why do I bring this up? Because everything is changing. If you own a business, if you don't get up with technology and understand how to connect with people on social, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or how the infrastructure works or how people are going to communicate, everything is an algorithm now. You're not going to beat that. Okay, so if you don't understand that everything you sell, any product or service you sell is going to be going against an algorithm, you have to understand. And then also as an investor, if you're an employee and you're trying to become an investor, you can invest in these technologies and completely change your life. You're either going to own these technologies or you're going to be controlled by them. There's going to be no middle ground. Okay. So California moves to accelerate to 100% new net zero emission vehicles by 2035. So Sacramento, California, the Air Resource Board today approved the trailblazing advanced clean cars rule that sets California on a path to rapidly grow zero-emission cars, pickup trucks, SUVs, market and deliver cleaner air to massive reduction in climate warming pollution. The rule establishes a year-by-year roadmap that by 2035, 100% of new cars and light trucks sold in California will be zero-emission vehicles, including plug-in hybrid vehicles. The regulation realizes that it codifies the light-duty vehicle goals set out by Governor Newsom executive order right here. Boom, you can click on that. So that's what California is doing. We know, anyways, I'm not going to get into that. And then we go into McDonald's. New McDonald's in Fort Worth is the latest iteration, of restaurants industry shifting towards automation. The location is nearly fully automated with ordering done on kiosk, food delivery on conveyor belts, and nowhere to sit. Minimum wage jobs are being replaced. Okay, there's drywalling robots. Elon Musk came out with a robot that paints. Okay, these things don't call in sick. They don't have the kids that get the technology. Do you see what's happening in the middle class? Industrial is going away. Industrial to technical. Using our hands is going away. It's going to be a weird connection. We need to stay connected to Earth, but we need to start using our brain computing power just like these computers. Okay. You're going to see a lot of this. Robots and AI taking over jobs. What to know about the future of jobs. Artificial intelligence is poised to eliminate millions of current jobs and create millions of new ones. So you see me on Twitter and stuff like that saying you guys need to start reskilling. You have to start reskilling. What does that mean? You have to look at what jobs within your current. So like, for example, ChatGPT. I'm going to show you this in just a moment. OpenAI. This one. Let's go to the next one right here. So OpenAI right here. The OpenAI is crazy technology. So OpenAI was created by Elon, another early investor or founder. I don't know if he's a founder, but he's an investor. Was Jed McCaleb from XLM. Jed McCaleb is heavily connected to AI type stuff, right? Elon stepped back off the board, I believe, because he was going into the Twitter piece. But OpenAI created what's called ChatGPT. It can do coding. It can do email campaigns. It can do contracts. It can do, it's basically does all these jobs that we would have to reach out to, like LegalZoom. Okay. I'm not saying it's going to take over lawyers, but you can type in terms and conditions. It'll write out a terms and condition for you. You can type out anything, code, give me the coding to connect Zapier to this. All the stuff that took us hours and so much time to do literally is done in seconds by ChatGPT. It's like an assistant. You just go in there. You can do all kinds of different things. So jobs are being eliminated right now as they're raising interest rates, as they're trying to cool inflation. Guys, it's coming. I'm trying to prepare you. It is coming. And so probably one of your quickest ways to it is to invest in these technologies. Okay. So let's dive into this World Economic Forum video. This is the stuff they're talking about, the World Economic Forum this year at Davos. So that video from Elon was 5 years ago.
The terms with you, which I think are extraordinary as well. Labor hoarding, quiet quitting, you may have heard that one. The Great Resignation, career cushioning. All of these phrases have emerged in the post-pandemic labor market.
So key, all these phrases have emerged. Those are phrases that they put out into the public to indoctrinate you to think that it's indoctrination. It gets your brain to think we need to quit, things are changing.
All terms now that we hear a lot of in, say, developed economies. And we've got this extraordinary situation where millions of Americans have just quit their jobs. I can get another one. It's not a problem. This one doesn't fulfill my life purposes. Priorities have changed and there are opportunities available. So why not? But we know that's not true everywhere in the world. For low and middle income countries, the scarring has been extreme. And the ILO's own data on this is very clear. Job shortages mean 40 million full-time job work hours have now been lost in terms of those low and middle income countries. So we've got tight labor markets in the West, and we have got a lack of jobs in low and middle income countries at the moment. So the global world of work has significantly changed.
Okay, so the global, it's here, guys. It's problem, reaction, solution. As we look this way at the C word, it got us all on our technology, it got us on our phones, it got us locked in on Zoom calls. They changed our behaviors, okay? Now they're going to start to eliminate our jobs through technology. So this is, I'm just telling you guys, like as I did in 2020, how your banking system is going to change and how you can invest in these innovative technologies. It's the same thing is happening right now. That's what blockchain technology, that's the biggest threat to the system. It's a brand new system that decentralizes everything where you can become your own bank. You can become your own ecosystem. So it's like the gold rush, but people are looking to get rich quick and things like Doge and SHIB and all that stuff when you can be buying the infrastructure, the shovels, the rails, right? The railroad track. You know, imagine who invested in the railroad tracks. You know, think about that, okay? The carburetors for the cars, the factory that built the cars, all these different things, right? Okay. So I want to share something that like a little narrative here, but it says Walmart is threatening to close stores if shoppers won't stand for it. The Walmart CEO was talking about shutting down stores because of theft. But this is a narrative, guys. Well, yeah, and number one, people are like, well, he makes billions of dollars. When you have to understand how business works, Walmart doesn't, their margins are so unbelievably thin, guys. Even if he's making $30 billion, they sell stuff for so cheap, they have to have tons of volume. So if they have $3 billion being stolen, their margins are so thin. So when people say that, it's like, you have to understand how business works. They have to do tons and tons and tons of volume. Okay. Probably Target is different than Walmart because Target charges a higher price, a premium, right? So their margins might be a little bit bigger, but Walmart's margins are so tight. But I think there's another narrative going on here because this is what's happening. Everybody's like, no, drone shopping isn't going to happen, blah, blah, blah. I saw a comment about that. Well, this is what Walmart is actually doing. 36 stores in the U.S. have drone delivery hubs operating by Drone Up, FX, and Zipline. You can actually invest in Zipline on Link2, pre-IPO, by the way. 6,000 plus completed drones deliveries in 2022. 5 customer favorite deliveries. Oh, they have that thing. 30 minutes or less drone delivery after ordering, plus 85% of items in the neighborhood market meet the wait, and 4,700 stores located in 90% of the U.S. population, making Walmart uniquely positioned to offer drone delivery. This is what they're doing. They're actually doing it. Over 6,000 completed drone deliveries. So as people say this isn't going to happen, this is what they're doing. Arizona, you got, what is that? Arizona, looks like we got Texas. I mean, it's here. I mean, this is not, they're not testing this stuff for shits and giggles. It's here, guys. The Zipline, like Zipline's on Link2. You can invest in Zipline pre-IPO. So, that's why I had Ray on this week to talk about AI and technology. If you look at Link2, they have a bunch of innovative technologies coming in. All these unicorns are coming up. It's all these brand new companies. Now, remember, you also want to look at the intrinsic value of these companies. Make sure that they have real leadership teams, real world solves. Anytime you look at your crypto, stock, anything like that, make sure they're real world solves and invest and hold long term. If they go parabolic, pull some profits, secure it in some leveraged life insurance, some precious metals, some land, and just repeat that process. It's not that sexy getting wealthy, guys. It's not that sexy. It's slow, methodical, taking your time. If it's really exciting, then that's probably a problem. So if you're always hyped up about it, that's probably a problem. That's not how investors work. That's not how real, true intrinsic value or true intelligent investing works. Read the book Intelligent Investor. It changed my life. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you want to apply for private coaching with me, down below, one of our team members will reach out to you, physically call you. But if you want to jump right into the Open Academy, 7 days for free in 2023. Okay, 60% of people stay after the 7 days. That should tell you something. But if you want to apply for private coaching with me, we're taking 20 people, and we're filled up. This class is starting Monday, and then we got another one coming up very soon. So apply down below. A team member will call you and see if they can help you, see how we can support you. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.